In a quiet suburban neighborhood, there stood one particularly ordinary-looking residence. The house had all the features of any other on the street, except for one detail that sent shivers down the spines of those who knew about it: the basement. The man who lived in the house was known as Mr. Alden. He was a recluse, rarely seen outside his home, and the neighborhood children often whispered tales about the eerie sounds that emanated from his basement late at night. One gloomy evening, as the rain poured down in torrents, a young boy named Tommy decided to investigate the mysteries that surrounded Mr. Alden's basement. He had heard the unsettling stories from his friends and couldn't resist the allure of the unknown. Tommy waited until darkness enveloped the neighborhood, then crept stealthily towards Mr. Alden's house. He climbed the creaky wooden steps leading to the basement door and, with trembling hands, turned the rusty doorknob. The basement was a realm of darkness, illuminated only by the flickering light of a single, dim bulb hanging from the ceiling. Tommy descended the rickety staircase, each step groaning under his weight. As he reached the bottom, he was greeted by a chilling sight. Rows of dusty, ancient books lined the shelves, their spines cracked and weathered. Strange symbols and diagrams adorned the pages, written in languages long forgotten. In the center of the room stood an old, ornate mirror, its surface clouded and distorted. Tommy approached the mirror cautiously, his breath forming misty clouds in the cold, damp air. His reflection stared back at him, but it seemed somehow different, as though it were beckoning him closer. Against his better judgment, he reached out to touch it. As his fingers made contact with the mirror's surface, a bone-chilling sensation coursed through his body. He tried to pull away, but it was as if an invisible force held him in place. The mirror began to ripple and warp, and before his eyes, the basement transformed into a nightmarish realm. Tommy found himself in a labyrinth of twisted corridors, each more horrifying than the last. Sinister whispers echoed in the darkness, and eerie apparitions flitted at the edge of his vision. He stumbled through this nightmarish maze, desperately searching for an escape. Back in the real world, the basement remained unchanged, a repository of forbidden knowledge and unspeakable horrors. Tommy's friends never saw him again, and the neighborhood whispered even darker tales about Mr. Alden's basement. From that day forward, the house at the end of the street became a place to be avoided, a chilling reminder of the unknown terrors that lurked beneath its unassuming facade. The basement, a gateway to a realm of nightmares, continued to haunt the nightmares of those who dared to imagine its secrets. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I look forward to reading to you again sometime.